Good afternoon. I'm Stephanie Hare and welcome to Girls Gone Vegan with Stephanie Hare. How are you doing today? I am having fun in my kitchen here in Discovery Bay, California, and I am making a really fun dish that I love. I love any kind of Mexican kind of food. It is really delicious. So I'm making vegan, I'm making bean enchiladas with papaya salsa with a little Spanish rice on the side. So let's get started. So right now I've got a pan going with some extra virgin olive oil. And so I'm going to start making my enchilada sauce first. So I've got some Roma tomatoes that I'm going to use for the sauce. So we're going to start off with that. And so I'm going to cut the tomatoes into nice pieces because I'm going to make them into the delicious enchilada sauce. It's a vegan sauce, and so I'm going to use vegetable broth as the base, and it's going to be great. And then I'm going to have these fresh chunky tomatoes in there, and you use chili powder. I use a mild organic chili powder, and this is really great. It's so easy to make your own enchilada sauce. It really is quite an easy thing to do, and so you can do it at home. And I'm going to close my door because it's too loud. The dogs are barking out there. Who let the dogs out? That's why I love live. When you're live, anything can go on here. It's great. The dogs are barking. The phone's ringing. Oh, jeez. I don't know about you. Do you just get all scammer calls? I tend to get all scammer calls. So I don't hardly ever answer the phone. I just watch and see who's there. But I can't believe where it's come. And then they follow you. They find out which area code you're in, and then they'll try and trick you, and they'll call you in that area code. Okay, so I'm going to put this on a medium heat. It's a little bit high right now, so we'll let it go. I'm going to use six Roma tomatoes. I'm going to use. And I'm going to cut them up. Bella's in the house. She came in. She said, I want in the house. Bella is my grand dog. She's 15 years old. She's the daughter of my chocolate lab, Coco. And she used to live on a boat, and she's gotten too old. She can't move around good enough. So I have my grand dog living here with me, which is wonderful. She's a sweetheart. I love her. I'm just here to make her days as fun and safe, so she feels safe and loved and comfortable as possible. So she gets the benefit of all my hard work. As I say, my dogs always get the benefit of all my hard work. They get to lounge around the beautiful house on the river, on the deck, lay in the sun. So I'm left-handed. A lot of people will look at me cutting and they'll be like, whoa, you are scary. But it works for me. I do pretty good, but you know what? Now and then, when you're a chef, you do cut yourself. So on the Roma tomatoes, I just cut off the end, cut them in half, and then cut them down to 3 or 4 pieces, and then chunk them up. They can be chunky for this. And this is going to be great, and this is going to add more vitamins to the enchilada sauce. Sometimes when I make traditional enchiladas, I wouldn't... I would make a chicken broth sauce because I like chicken enchiladas. I boil my own chicken. But since we're having vegetarian, we're having vegan, let's add more veggies to the mix, okay? So, they don't have to be super small chunks. All right. So, there we go. Now we've got that. Get a nice spoon here. We've got that going. We can turn it up just a little bit now. So we've got olive oil and that. So I'm going to add I've got a lot of cilantro, so I'm going to add some cilantro to the mix too. Because why not? Some people don't like cilantro. It seems people love or hate cilantro. But you know what? It's a delicious fresh herb and really great and so flavorful. So I like it. I'm going to add it. And I'm just going to do a rough chop on this. Put it right into the mix. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. So the trick about enchilada sauce when you're making a red enchilada sauce is that you want to put a lot of chili powder in there. Lots of chili powder. So I love it. My girlfriend Debbie Garcia, she is full-blooded Mexican, and years ago her mother taught me how to make chicken enchiladas. I wanted to learn how. And so this is a spin-off of her sauce. And, oh, I tell you, so the main thing is you can't put too much chili powder. You put chili powder a lot so you get the right color that you are wanting out of it. That's how I go by it. I get the right color. So I'm just going to go ahead and add the chili powder now to start giving it the good flavor. And oh, it's really going to start smelling like a Mexican restaurant in here. Okay. And okay, we're going to do some of the pink Himalayan salt. And I've got more chili powder here because I know I'm going to use it. And pepper, the organic ground pepper, I love so much too. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, get that going. Oh, it's already yum. Smelling so good. Now, what I did was I put my oven on 350 and I put 20 tortillas in a pan to get warm because then you can roll them up very easily. So I did that when I got started. And you can use your microwave to heat them up, or I used to put sauce and do it like that too. But either way, you want to get them nice and soft. I like to use the normal thing and use the oven. Okay, so now what we're going to use for our broth, we're going to use the vegetable broth. Since I'm not using chicken broth, it's vegan. So I've got some here. And then we were going to use a little flour to thicken it up. And I've got some flour up here. I've got some unbleached flour. You can use, I try it if I'm using white flour to use unbleached. But you can use whole wheat flour too. So I am just going to put, look at me. Yeah, I'm such a terrible person about measuring. But let's just go ahead and we'll measure. So we're going to put it right into the tomato mixture right now. And let it cook down for a minute. We'll put 4 giant tablespoons of flour because we want this to thicken up nice. Now we're going to stir it up. And this is how you don't get lumps. You add this to the mixture and brown it. And it is going to cook down so it won't tail doughy or floury. Oh, it smells like a Mexican restaurant. And you just cook it into, you get it like nice and thick. Let it cook for a minute to get rid of that flour flavor. It's kind of like making a roux for gravy. Then we're going to add liquid to thin it out and to make your sauce. And right now when you're doing vegetarian, so this is the thing is getting the sauce going. So now I'm going to go ahead, let this cook just for a minute. Then we're going to deglaze it and thin it down. So now you don't want to put too much because you don't want to go back and have to try and thicken it again. So I'm going to start out with a small amount of the vegetable broth. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead, give that a stir. That's going to deglaze your pan. And you don't want it super thick, but you don't want it watery thin either. Okay. So that is still very thick. Very thick. So we're going to add some more vegetable broth there. So the main thing right now is to get the get the sauce done. Then we can get it. So I'm going to go ahead and put about half of this in there. You've got it kind of on a high heat, medium high. And like I say, you're going to add more chili powder as you're after you add all the liquid and thin it down. Then you'll add more chili powder to get that beautiful color that you want. That nice enchilada sauce. I like a nice red enchilada sauce for my enchiladas. Another time we'll make a different sauce. This is my standby, is the nice red sauce. Okay, so we're gonna let that sauce cook. We're gonna get it going pretty warm. And let that cook down a little bit. And if you have to add a little more flour, take some flour, mix it with some vegetable oil, some olive oil, and mix it up to where it's mixed together very nicely. Then you can add it to the liquid. It's not going to lump. A chef that worked for me taught me that, and I'm always so grateful. That was one trick that he taught me that I just absolutely loved. So now I've got my pan here, and I'm going to start making my enchiladas. Let me wipe this off. So excited. And then we're going to make the salsa. So, go ahead and keep going with this. Getting that nice and hot. We've got more liquid here if we need to. Okay, so I've got my tortillas are here in the oven. And go ahead and pull them out. Can't, a little too. There we go. Okay, so I've just got them. What I did was I put them in my cast iron skillet. Very heavy. With some foil over it. And I've got my beans here. Okay. So now, that's hot. Oh, perfect. So now, see how soft they are? And they're easy to use. So, make sure we stir this. Let's get this where it's going to thicken up. And like I said, if I have to, I can go ahead and add more to it. Okay, so now, these beans I've made myself. They're whole pintos. I soaked them overnight. And then I put in one whole onion to yellow onion to a pound of beans and salt and pepper. And then I cook them for about 4 or 5 hours. They're delicious. I think they're a staple item. So, you want to not put too much. We're not using cheese or anything. Okay, we're just going to have some. So, put too much, and then you're just going to roll it up. And there you go. And now you're going to get another. I like this better than I don't like to microwave stuff. But I have done it, but this works just fine. Okay, so you want a nice helping of beans in there. And just roll them up. And the sauce is coming along here good. And just get your beans. If they get sloppy in the pan, it doesn't matter because it's not going to hurt to have beans all over the place in this pan. You're just going to roll them up and just put them in line. Okay? I love enchiladas. And you don't need all that cheese. You think you do. You don't. You don't need all that cheese. You don't need all that meat. My staple item that I eat all the time is pinto beans, whole pintos. I love them. They're so good for you. And then I made brown rice on the side, so that becomes a complete protein. So you're not going to be lacking in any protein, okay? People really worry, oh, I'm eating vegetarian. I'm not getting the protein I need. Combine your foods, and you'll get a full protein when you learn how to combine foods. Beans and brown rice is complete protein. So, really great. Get these puppies going, and I'm going to make just a pan full. Okay. I love it. I love it. And then I've got some mild organic salsa, and I have some green salsa that I always seem to love on enchiladas. Okay? But I tell you, I can eat. So I'm going to go sideways now as I'm starting to run out of room. See? Okay, we got this boiling over here. So this is going to cook down and reduce to a nice consistency. Oh my goodness. This is good. I could eat Mexican food every day. I could eat it. No problema for me. I would never get tired of it. So that's a good thing, is to have beans on hand all the time. I can just eat some chips and beans. I eat a lot of the blue corn chips. Delicious. And so a staple thing is to make a pot of beans during the week. And then you've got that to munch on all week long. You got it covered if you need a snack, if you need something good, and the protein really fills you up, makes you feel good. Okay, so this pan, particular pan, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This holds 10 enchiladas. See that? Now, let's look at our sauce. That's thickening up pretty good. Okay, we're going to let that go just a couple more minutes. And we are going to start working on the salsa, the papaya salsa. It is going to be great, papaya salsa. Okay, let's see how this is going. This is going pretty good. Okay, so now I'm going to grab a ladle. I'm going to go ahead and start topping these enchiladas. I was going to lick my hand. Oh my goodness. All right, so now you're just going to spoon the sauce over your enchiladas. This is really great with the fresh tomatoes. Oh my goodness. Vitamin C in the tomatoes. I didn't even have to add more chili powder, so that was just about a half a container of chili powder. I didn't have to add a new one. So that's good, because I made sure I had more. You never know, but that's okay. All right, so I'm going to turn this down a little bit now because I can let this cook. So here we go. This is going to go into the oven now at 350, and you're going to let that cook. Bella, stop it. She's eating her food. She's just pushing her bowl around. She's just eating her food. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this in the oven, 350. Let that cook. Okay. So now we're going to get our salsa going. We're going to get our salsa going. So, all right. So I'm going to do 2 Roma tomatoes for our papaya salsa. This sounds like it's still pretty high. I can just turn that way down because I don't need to worry about it anymore. Okay, so the Roma tomatoes, I'm just going to dice up to a fair amount, just small size, not super minced, but diced to, nice little dicey. It's going to be like a salsa fresca. Really good, but with papaya. Okay, so we like to have a couple of these tomatoes in there. Your Roma tomatoes. So easy to make your own salsa too. A good salsa fresca. I make lots of salsas that I put on all kinds of things. And so I like to use pineapple, I like to use mango, and avocado in them. Oh my gosh, so delicious. Okay, so there's the tomato. Now we're going to put a lot of cilantro. So I'm just going to go ahead and chop that bunch up. Got the whole bunch there. Boom. Boom, there's the whole bunch. And doesn't have to be super finely chopped. So you're just gonna run your knife across it. Run your knife across and back. And just get rid of the big parts. Just, it doesn't have to be mush. It can be fairly good size. I like a lot of cilantro, so I'm using the whole bunch. It's okay. And I'm just going to go ahead and boom, there it goes in. Now I'm going to do my red onion. So you cut off the ends. This is something I learned on Rachel Ray. Cut off the ends and then cut a side off. Cut the side off. And then you have legs, as she calls it. When she first started cooking, I used to watch her a lot. And I learned how to smash down garlic to get it out of the shell. That was a good one. And I learned about onions, how to give them legs. So now I've got stability here on my board, and I can cut it. I'm just going to cut it in half, and now I'm going to turn it to the side, and now I'm going to cut it. And again, it doesn't have to be super small pieces. So I cut down long ways. Then I take my knife and I go through the middle. Now I just dice it. And just dice it. Okay, so now, before I start on the second half, I'm just going to run the knife across it and make it a little bit smaller, but it doesn't have to be super finely minced. I like everything to be a little bit chunky. It's a chunky salsa fresca. Okay. So I go one way and then I go the other way to try and make sure I get everything into small pieces. Uh-oh, the onions are starting to get to me a little bit. Woohoo! All kinds of tricks. They say don't cut off the onion ends. That will keep you... When I had my restaurant, we'd try all kinds of things. They say don't take off the ends because that will keep you from crying. Burning a candle, I forget all the stuff, but it always seemed like that it kind of gets you. It gets you. They get you. Okay, so now I've got the onion. Yum. Okay, now I'm going to do the next onion. Again, go lengthwise. Always tuck your fingers in when you're cutting like this. Then I go all the way across, halfway through it, then down to little chunks, and now I'm going to go across it several times. Don't you love purple onions? First of all, I love purple, the color purple. I love purple food, and it's just really wonderful. So pretty. Okay, so let's just look. This is turning out great. This is great. We've got extra sauce. It's always good to have a little extra enchilada sauce. You know, nothing worse than having a dry enchilada. And you can take that sauce and you can make a burrito and put it on there too. Whew, those onions are getting to me. Okay, so now I'm going to put those in there. I'm going to stir all this up. Beautiful mixture. Beautiful mixture. Lots of cilantro, lots of greenery. It looks a little bit Christmassy. Smells very great, and you can have that all week long. Okay, now papaya. So I'm going to rinse off the papaya, and I'm going to cut it lengthwise. It's a beautiful papaya, and I'm going to spoon out the seeds into here. I just keep a little bowl here to put all my little junk in. And that way you don't have to be running back and forth. Put everything in one spot and then you can get rid of it after. Okay? Okay. So, now I'm going to cut that in lengthwise strips. Cut the papaya long ways. And now I'm just going to skim down and get the meat out of the papaya. See that? Whoa! Deliciousness. Okay, and then I'm going to do it again. Just take your knife along the peel, close to the edge. You're not going to waste anything, but look at that. You get all that delicious papaya, all that yumminess. Really steps up your salsa. Steps it up. And now you're gonna okay, and then you're gonna run your knife along the edge. Okay, we're doing good. And okay, that's the last one. Okay, so now you're just going to take all this delicious papaya, chunk that up. It's already in strips, so just cut it across. And then you're going to run your knife back and forth and get it into little bits. Okay? And this is really going to step it up, and it can be chunky. It's okay. Why not? Let everybody know you got papaya, baby, on your enchiladas. Okay. All right, look. Oh, beautiful papaya. Throw that in there. Let's add a little salt and pepper. Okay, and now we're gonna, I use my hands a lot, I'm just gonna stir it all up. Deliciousness. Look at that, look at that, yum. Okay, so we are getting close here. I'm gonna grab my avocado. Massage it, and it comes out easier. Because we are going to top these babies with avocado. Boom, boom, boom. Just in some strips here. I just use my hands to get the avocado out. Okay, and I'm getting close. We are getting close, people. So, I'm going to get an enchilada out of the oven here, and I'm going to top it, and that is going to be a show. All right, so look at that beautiful enchilada. We're gonna put some beautiful cilantro, 3 strips of avocado. This is 2 enchiladas. We are gonna add our Spanish rice to the side. And boom! We've got bean enchiladas vegan style. This is Stephanie Hare with Girls Gone Vegan. Thank you for joining me today for this delicious vegan meal, and I will see you again. Thank you so much. Love you guys.